Good morning and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another action-packed, fun and informative backgammon lesson. Wow, that's a lot of adjectives. Let's get started. Today we're going to look at bold v safe play. And this concept, which is very handy over the board, was first set forth by Paul Magriel in chapter 16 of his very famous book, Backgammon. This is held esteemed by many to be the Bible of backgammon, a must-have for any player. Even though it was written in 1976, 2 years later, Paul Magriel went on to win the Backgammon World Championship, and he also kept a column for a number of years in the New York Times. So he knows what he's talking about. I don't think anyone since has articulated the fundamental concepts of backgammon in such a compelling and eloquent way. So buy it, put it on your bedside table and go reading. For this lesson, however, we're only going to focus on a sliver of this chapter 16, where Paul Magriel sets forth the concept of bold v safe play. Now, this is a criteria for when to make a bold play. And a bold play means an aggressive move over the board, essentially. And we will look at some positions later to see that. There will also be a short quiz at the end, so stick around. So, the criteria for a bold play is you have an advanced anchor on the 20 or 21 point, so the opponent's 5 or 4 point. You have a stronger home board than your opponent, so you have more home board points made. There is a blot in the opponent's home board, and you have more checkers back than your opponent. So those are the 4 criteria for bold play, which we can look out for over the board. And the safe play, where we do something safer, take less risks, would be the opposite of the 4 above. So less checkers back than your opponent, no blots in the home board, and so forth. Let's get started. So how would you play a 3-1 here as green? What would be your move? So using Magriel's criteria, we must make a bold play and hit twice. Anything else would be a big blunder. We can see here why the bold play. Well, we have an advanced anchor on our opponent's 4 point. We have a 4 point board compared to their 3 point board. Our opponent has a blot in his home board, and we have more checkers back. So this meets all of the criteria for the bold play. So the double hit is completely correct. Let's adjust the position now and decide what to do. Now, how would you play a 3-1 here? Now, in this case, it would be a big error to make the double hit. Here we should make the safe play. You can see that now our opponent has a stronger home board. Also, we do not have the anchor in their home board to use as a landing zone if we are hit in response. So this does not meet the criteria of Magriel's bold play. So instead, we should just play safe. And you can see them side by side here. And the criteria is above. The position on the right calls for a safe play, because it does not meet the criteria, whereas the position on the left does meet the criteria, so we must play more aggressively. We can apply this to many other positions. So here, how would you as white play 6-2 in the two following positions? You might want to pause, have a think about it, but again, think about Magriel's bold and safe play criteria to guide your decision. Okay, so the correct play is to play bold in the first instance, the position on the left, and on the right to play safe. We can see variations between the two positions. On the left, we have an anchor and we have more checkers back, so we should play bold. And on the right, green has a stronger home board, so we should play safe. It's judging whether to take a risk or not. This is great criteria when you're trying to decide on the right play. On the left, by hitting, it gives us a great opportunity to jump out and then hope green dances and then escape our back checkers. On the right, we have already escaped and we are on the 13 point, so we don't need to take the risk here. It's too much of the risk. If we get hit back, we could potentially lose the game. Let's keep going. So now I'm going to show you three positions and I want you to decide whether to make a bold or safe play. So here with a 6-3, you could hit 13. So you could hit off the 6 with a 3 and then decide what to do with 6, or you could play safely by playing 13-4. So will you play bold and hit, or do you play safe and bring another checker onto the 4 point, or something else? You decide. So the correct move here by some margin is to hit. Again, you should have identified some of the markers of Magriel's criteria. We have a stronger home board. We have the anchor. It's a good idea to hit. Let's have a look at another position. Here, what do we do with a 4-1 for white? Do we play safe by playing 13-8? Or do we play bold by hitting? Now the right move here is to make the double hit. Again, we must play bold. Well done if you got it correct. We have a stronger home board. We have the anchor. Even if we get hit back in return, we can use our 5-point anchor, or our opponent's 5 point, to use as a landing spot. Here, we could have hit 20-15, but it's much better to make the double hit. Anything else is a big blunder. We make the double hit, we play bold. 3-point board to a 2-point board. And here we can adjust the position. We could put this into XG and we could experiment what would we need to do to make this safe. So when would we play 13-8? What adjustments would we need to make to the position? Here, the bold play of a double hit is clearly correct. Let's look at one more position. white to play 3-2. So firstly, identify the two plays, identify the bold play and then the safe play, and then make an evaluation between which one is best and why. Soon, it will become a habit, it will become a way of thinking over the board, which will guide you to make better decisions. As Magriel guided me, I hope this lesson can guide you, and then you in turn can guide others. Now, the correct move here is to play safe, either playing 6-1 or play 13-8. It's a very close decision. Now, the bold play of making the double hit, 8-5, 5-3, is really wrong because green has the stronger home board. We don't have an anchor. We have advanced our checkers. We are ahead in the race. So here, even though white has created quite an inflexible position with lots of stacks, and the hitting play does create more flexibility to play our numbers, it is a mistake, and quite a big mistake, to hit in this scenario. And you can see what the hitting play looks like and ask yourself, well, what is likely to happen? And then make the correct play, which would be 6-1 or 13-8, and then ask yourself again, what would happen? So this position calls for a quiet 6-1 or a quiet 13-8. Even though 13-8 also strips a midpoint, it's simply too much of the risk to take the double hit. We have no landing point in our opponent's home board, and he has a 2-point board compared to our 1-point board. So then, I hope this lesson's been useful. Please subscribe if you like my channel and leave any comments. I'll just finish by saying many thanks to all of those of you who have subscribed already. You're lovely and kind people, and I hope to see you at a live tournament sometime, somewhere. If you see me, come and say hello, and maybe we'll have a quick game. All the best, look after yourself, see you next time.